This is Barnstable Today for Friday, February 27th. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford, and please keep in mind that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
The local comprehensive plan tops the town council agenda. That's our lead story. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
The town council last night spent about an hour tweaking language in regard to the concepts of traffic neutrality and sewer neutrality.
The local planning committee was at last night's meeting, and Joanne Buntich, who heads up the growth management department, framed the discussion at the top.
And I just want to go back again and talk about a local comprehensive plan, or comprehensive plan, and what it does and what it does not do. As you know, the town has a certified comprehensive plan. It was drawn in 1997, adopted by this body, I think, early in 1998. And the council, the planning board, various other boards have been working on implementing that plan ever since. One of the confusing parts, I think, to folks who don't do this work every day, that's because it is confusing work to folks who don't do it every day, is that this plan will say we should do this, we should do that, we should develop a regulation about this, we should do this and that. The thing that we would like to reiterate and help folks remember is that the adoption of a plan itself does not create the regulations, and as with the 97 plan, the implementation or the development and adoption of those regulations goes forward only insofar as the boards and committees charged with that choose to do it. So the adoption of the plan itself does not compel anyone to create and adopt a regulation. The implementation is a whole secondary effort that this group or another group that you charge with that task will be tasked with. That's typically the plan implementation group. So I know that there's a great concern, well, I shouldn't characterize it as great, but I know that there is a concern and sometimes a confusion about that point on a comprehensive plan. So if it doesn't compel us to do anything, why do we have one? It's a roadmap. It's a pathway. It's the culmination of many years of work before my time here, outreaching to residents and stakeholders, hearing what their concerns are, having had them look at the 1997 plan, looking at things that needed to be changed as we move forward in time and in our development and growth as a community.
The town council put off further discussion on the LCP until March 5th.
A proposed tax increment financing agreement, or TIF, between the town and the FW Web Company was next on the agenda, and Joanne Buntich also put that question in context.
This is a map of an economic opportunity area. In the mid-90s, the town adopted 2 economic opportunity areas pursuant to Commonwealth economic development initiatives. This is known as the Economic Opportunity Area 1. This is the shaded area. And just to sort of orient you, this is the intersection of Addicts Way and Independence Drive. This is I&O Road. And the property here is out on Breeds Hill Road. Let me try to show you. The existing web facility is over here. It's at the end of Addicts, right here. And so they're moving. They would like to move up here, which is the mill store building next to the potato chips up on Breeds Hill Road. In order to be eligible for these economic development incentive programs, these properties have to be located in this economic opportunity area. This one was adopted, as I said, in the mid-90s, and it has a life, and this life is going to expire in about 6 years. The applicant is asking for a tax increment financing agreement with a life of 20 years. So with Josh's help with the state, we figured out the steps that we had to take to accomplish all of those things. So you're being asked tonight to vote to remove this parcel from the existing EOA and designate just this parcel as a new EOA with a new 20-year life. And then actually then vote on the agreement. So that's why there's those 2 votes in there.
Mark Dantel from the FW Web Company was on hand to explain to the council the significance of the TIF agreement.
Basically, we as a company have been growing. I've started with FW Web, didn't start with FW Web, but I transferred to Hyannis in 1999, and we had at the time probably about 9 employees. We've grown up to 25 now, but we're just out of room. So one of the things for us to be able to grow some more is to get a much bigger place. We contemplated going into different areas on the Cape. We have bought parcels in other towns, and the opportunity came to buy the mill store. You know, we decided that was a great move for us because we really like to be here. This is a perfect spot for us. We've grown here. We know everybody. So with that, you know, this would really help us be a much better distributor for our products to our contractor. We're looking to do a training room. In today's time, these contractors need to be trained with all this new equipment, all this green products are out there. You know, we've been training the contractors since day one when we went to the high-efficiency furnaces and boilers, outdoor resets to control your temperature, the low-flow toilets and all that stuff. So we need a much bigger facility now to operate so we can grow, and instead of expanding into other areas of the Cape.
Town of Barnstable Assessor Jeff Rudziak was at last night's Town Council meeting to clarify some of the nuances of the proposed TIF agreement.
Let me try to clarify this here. Mr. Crocker's got it right that the building that sits there now and the land under it, that continues taxed as it's always been taxed. None of that changes. What this is prospectively recommending is they are allowed to come in, build an additional, actually slightly larger facility, make improvements to the old one, and in the first year of the TIF, they're still going to pay 65% of the taxes on that new stuff, along with the original 100% of the existing facility. And then from that time on down, this TIF, the amount that gets withheld basically from the TIF decreases over time.
But I guess the real question comes down to is that almost $37,000 figure. Does that exist or doesn't that exist?
That does exist, Mr. Manava, but a point I would make, to move our tax rate 1 penny requires $17.9 million in value.
And that means then we're not going to recoup the money. Is that what you're saying?
Something less than a penny somehow gets blended in the whole financial process.
So we are getting a penny.
Well, I'm simply pointing out that it would not move the tax rate a penny.
I do understand the concept, but still we're going to make a difference.
Point of information, please. Mr. Rudziak,
Yes,
the
sir.
$36,717 that Mr. Manafo is talking about is the total tax over 20 years.
That's correct, sir.
Okay.
The TIF agreement with FW Webb was unanimously approved by the Town Council.
Meanwhile, the meeting featured a reflective note from Town Manager John Klim leading off his report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will be brief. I just wanted to share the perspective of the entire staff, and certainly the town clerk in our conversations earlier about the profound loss and sadness in the passing of a dear friend of ours, Attorney Dave Cole, who was just in here the other day, speaking to me for an hour and a half about his passion, the Cable Vision Advisory Committee and those issues. I will forever miss his intellect, his sense of humor, his honor, his integrity, his love for this town, and his interest in Barnstable's young. And so I speak for all of the employees of the town of Barnstable in expressing our profound loss. We share that with you.
We here at Barnstable Today echo the sentiments expressed by the town manager in regard to the passing of David Cole.
And keep in mind that you can watch the Town Council meetings on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
Meanwhile, all quiet on the meeting front here in Town Hall for this Friday.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here on Monday. I'm Mark Mumford.